David, as we've just heard, you've been rehearsing for a little while now. We're just over 1 week to go. How are the rehearsals coming along?
Up until last week, it was pure chaos. But then we switched the lights on yesterday, and it's an absolute dream. It's everything I wanted it to be.
So the dream is coming alive.
Yeah, it's tremendously exciting.
Would you really like to go now?
I could give me another 3 days, and we've just got to do some last techs, and I think we're ready. I think we're ready for the world.
Okay, let me ask you something about the show itself. Something
Yeah.
about the theme. Give us a little idea of what it's going to be.
Instead of purely illustrating the songs, or as I did, I think in Diamond Dog Show, this one has a lot more to do with the dream state. So it's a dream that goes backwards and forwards from nightmare to a love feeling to pure excitement of performing. It's a long dream.
It sounds pretty complicated too.
Yeah, I kind of would like to give the impression that the audience have stepped into another world when they leave the show.
Okay, we've talked a little about the concept there, and I suppose it was the concept that made you decide what the material was going to be. So can you give us some idea, apart from the material, obviously from the new album, what oldies we're going to be hearing?
Well, I've stepped right back. I've got obvious kinds of songs that people are well aware of mine. The obvious things like Fame and Let's Dance and those kinds of things are in the show. But this time there's a lot of songs that I've never actually done on stage before, and the songs come from albums like Man Who Sold the World. Some from Aladdin Sane I've not done on stage for maybe 10, 12, no longer, 14, 15 years. Other songs that I've never touched off Scary Monsters, and even some from Tonight that in fact work very well for this particular show, and I'm very happy about.
So Bowie fans are in for a real treat, and the opportunity to hear live things that they've never had a chance to hear.
Oh yeah, it goes way back and comes right up to the present album, of course.
Okay, one question that I have to ask you is, who's in the band this time round?
Well, as you probably know, I've got on rhythm guitar Carlos Alomar, and on bass Carmine Rojas, who are both with me on the Serious Moonlight tour. Everybody else is new to me, and I've done some recording with some of them. There's Alan Childs on drums, who I've not had the pleasure of working with before, but is a great drummer who was working with Julian Lennon. On keyboards I've got Richard Cottle, and a Welsh guy who's been playing around London for a long time now. And also on the other set of keyboards is Erdal Kazilki, who's a Turkish player who was in fact on this last album of mine and worked on the Iggy Pop album with me and has done some writing with me. On lead guitar, Peter Frampton, of course. I don't think I've left anybody out. No, that's it. That's the band.
And now it's time for us in Rotterdam, Holland, to say hello to Lisa Robinson in New York.
Thanks, Stuart. Hi, David.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Oh, I'm all right. David, let me ask you first. You've been off the road for a few years now, and I'm wondering, how have you prepared physically and emotionally and mentally for this tour?
Mentally, not at all. Emotionally, I've been geared up for it ever since I wrote the album this last year. Physically, well, I do a lot of road work, Lisa, as you know.
What do you mean road work?
No, not at all. I've been doing the gym stuff for the last couple of years. It really started on the Serious Moonlight tour. I worked out so hard on that tour that it seemed like a good thing to try and keep up.
Lifting weights,
So
you mean? Pumped up, you mean?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Actually, it's more kind of, endurance than, not exactly, I can't think of his name. The American Hero guy.
Oh, Bruce Springsteen, yes, that one.
No. The one that does it in ropes and in a ring. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, him. Oh, he's really
Yeah.
pumped up, yes. No, I didn't expect that you would look like that.
You didn't?
No, although it's quite something to imagine. David,
Yeah.
what do you think it is that has kept all your fans loyal to you over these many years?
I don't know.
What do you think
I
it
don't know.
might
I
be?
really don't know. I mean, I started off most of the 70s, with not a huge audience. I mean, most of the time my audiences have only been between 5,000 and 10,000, really. It's only, towards the last few years that they've sort of increased gigantically. So I really don't know much about those people. I hope to, and I like to think this because when I do put on a tour, I generally go to make the thing the most exciting tour of that year. So it's generally much better than most.
Do you think that by making this particular show more theatrical, that it's giving your newer fans something that they might not have seen in your earlier days?
Oh, absolutely. The newer well, their earlier days, I guess, were 1983. When I talk early days, I talk 1972. But yeah, I guess there will be a considerable difference from this tour to the Serious Moonlight tour. The Serious Moonlight tour will positively look like a get up and sing a couple of songs tour compared to what I'm doing on this tour.
Right. David, thanks. It's really great talking to you again.
Oh, I'll see you in New York.
Oh, good. I look forward to it. And once again
right.
from the...
We'll meet in our usual place, all right, Lisa?
Yeah. Once again from
Give my regards to your husband.
I will.